Side table. Hi, welcome to part 2 of the weird stool table. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll just quickly rush through what we've done. So there's a few bits here that show you the progress of the stool parts, and especially the drilling and the legs and getting the angles right, which is important. The angles of the legs is probably one of the most important things, to me anyhow. It's got to look right. You don't want it to look, you don't want it to fall over, and you don't want it to look wrong. So yeah, there's bits and pieces here that you can look through, and then we're going to get straight on with the next part of the process. Double check your work, because I've marked this out, and look what I've done. I've marked out the wrong end. That is going to be a pain in the neck to make fit in there. So I'm going to put that in. So this needs to be the tenon going into there, and this needs to be on that end. If you can, always try and get rid of the old pencil lines, because what can happen is you can very easily forget and make the mistake again. So this is our new tenon end. Use a sharp pencil angle. As I was saying, use a sharp pencil. If you can drag it around, drag it so that the point stays in the groove, in the channel. Much easier than trying to do it upright. Just gently drag it around. Right, one end done. That's not going to come off because it's in a groove. And then what I did here was I just placed this leg on top of the other one, just so that I got a nice looking bit of bark there. That's alright. A bit further that way, and draw around it. And you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. I want all 3 legs to be really nice. I think I've already said that. I want them to be similar. So there you go. That one sits in. That one sits in there. Number 3 done to there. Let's put a cross through that line. There you go, that's better. Start removing some of this. It's such a wonderful tool. Let's have a look, see what's going on. No, still nowhere near. I started carving this side. Look at it. Holes are great, but the top, blimey, takes some doing. And now you've got to finish what you've started. So I've carved all the way down the side of here, and I've got to tell you, whilst it looks cool and it's been fun to do, good grief, it takes a while to do. This beech is so hard. It's really hard, and it's just taken far too long. So I've not filmed all of it for you. I've just filmed a bit, and if you want to watch it for the next minute or 2, you can, or if you want to fast forward, I wouldn't mind. But some of you love this. Some of you love watching. I'll zoom in a bit, get a bit closer so you can see what's going on. The chisel's probably, the gouge is probably sharpened, over sharpened now. It probably needs regrinding and setting the angle back up. So it's a bit steep. Look at the angle. It's a bit too steep for comfort, so I think I need to regrind that. But it's looking good. So some of you might be wondering why I'm carving from different angles. So at the moment, this way I'm going now, the way I'm carving now, is a direction where it's going with the grain. So it's easier for me to carve. And then when I get to this end, it's okay, it's no problem. But then when I've worked my way back, which I'm going to do now, and then I get near the end that's nearer me there, it's where my hand is, I have to chisel it from the opposite direction because the grain sort of wanders around. You see this ripple on this very close to the left-hand side bottom corner. That ripple is sort of going all the way across there, but it's just not as noticeable. And there's a grain direction there, so I have to chisel from there back towards myself. So that's why I keep rotating and turning around. Here I go again. So that's what's going on. It's not bad, but crikey, it is hard. It is hard work. So that's looking really good. I'm really pleased with that. The way that the light plays with the grain is fantastic. So look, I've got to tell you while you're here, subscribe, share, like, all of that. Right, let's get on with the next bit. So this is what I've done, and I've chamfered the bottom as well, so just put that there and compare it. That's okay. It's okay. Right, let's put a chamfer around there. With a very sharp chisel. Look at that. So I teach people how to sharpen the tools, and it's only when you've got a very sharp chisel. It's only when you've got really sharp tools that you get the most enjoyment in your woodworking. That's what I believe in here. Because there's nothing stopping you from achieving some great results. That's lovely. Against the grain, look. I really should be going that way, but I'm skewing the blade slightly, and it is sharp. Now I can come down here easily. It's like, this ash is like butter. It's wonderful. There you go, chamfer all the way around. Let's go and try these in the stool. So they're all numbered up. That's number 3. That's 1. 1 goes in. 1 goes in there. 3. That's got nothing on it, so that's 2. And 3 little marks there. Right, let's give these a tap. Right, let's have a look at you. Oh yeah. And the legs look cool, flat. I've probably got a bit of trimming under there, but not much. Just a little bit to take off. I've got a tip for that. I'll show you how to do that. So yeah, most of my work gets my mark on it. And that J there is that J there. Leg number 1. Take one sanding belt that's worn, put it under there like that. Hold it with one hand, pull with the other, do that 2 or 3 times. I'll show you. So it's pretty much sanded all this, but it hasn't got to there yet. That's sanded all that one. That's sanded all of that one. A bit more on that one. It's winter and it's freezing. It's winter and it's freezing. And I started this little stool in the, oh, I don't know. I think it was at the end of the summer. It was warm. Now it's, and I've just walked, let me show. I've just walked in and seen this. And it just reminds me of a tortoise upside down. Just upside down with its legs sticking out. Anyhow, look, there's my stamp. There's my mark. You see that? So there's my mark. It's got some colour in, whatever. Yeah, the legs are all glued in now. So that's my stool. That's my stool, and I'm really quite happy with it. I think it looks great. What a funny little thing. But I've got something else up my sleeve. I've got something else up my sleeve which I think is going to make it look wonderful. Legs look good with this. I love the bark down here. People like the bark. I've done it on other stools. People like the bark on the outside, and this is ash, and it's held onto the bark really well. Kept away from the bottom just so that it doesn't break off. There's nothing. It's a bit rough, but there's nothing there to catch anything on. Might give it a light sand. But yeah, one more thing to do to this. This looks great. Yeah, let's try it, see if it works. Right, as I said in the first video, I just want something about there. Needs to be a bit closer. About there. That's great. Do you like this? I like that. I'm pleased with that. Wished I hadn't started. Glad I finished it. Not doing it on the other sides. Now, that works. Cheers.